Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So it's the end of the month, which means it's time for December favourites. So let's go ahead and see what I love this month. It looks like a really small pile, but it's really not. There's some good things in here. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is something, well actually there's a couple of things I've made. I just want to show again this. My weekly decoration using the vintage Christmas kit from Luscious labels. I just love this. I love it. Absolutely 150% my favourite of my Christmas weeks, which I liked a lot of. Like the Kmart one was gorgeous. The gnome one was lovely. This one was my favourite. I loved the Planners Anonymous one and even the trees. But this one has to be my favourite. It's just gorgeous. I absolutely adored this one. If you didn't get this kit, I highly, highly, highly suggest you grab it. I do know Luscious Labels is taking a little break at the moment, but I love this decoration. I will link the video down below as well if you want to go and check it out. But yeah, I had to show that again because it was just one of my favourites. While we're talking about things I've made, so this one is going to lead into the next one as well. So this is a Christmas ornament that I've kind of made. I don't know how you sort of explain it. I finished it. I didn't make it. So this is a ornament from Kaisercraft. It came just as the plain wood, and all I've done is I've dipped it into my Versamark sticky ink and I've embossed it. I'll put like embossing powder all over it, and I think I did 3 layers of it just so I got this really nice gold smooth look. So the story behind this was I really wanted my Christmas tree this year to have a word, and my word of this Christmas season was joy, because as much as 2021 hasn't been the year that I hoped it would be, there have been some very wonderful things to come out of 2021, and being able to spend Christmas with my family is just such a joyful thing now. So that was my word. I did have a look. There were some beautiful letters that came out at Target. I want to link them down below, but they're just beautiful metal letters, but they didn't come with a Y, and so I couldn't use it for my joy. So when I went to Kaisercraft and they just happened to have this word, I was like, okay, well that's a sign. So I grabbed it, I made it gold myself because I wanted it to be gold to match my Christmas tree. Just added a little bit of gold string, easy as, handmade or homemade ornament or home finished ornament. And yeah, exactly what I wanted. I actually really like the script font. Speaking of Christmas trees, I'm going to chuck my Christmas tree in here as well while we're here. These pictures were taken on Christmas Eve. I always think that the Christmas tree always looks the best the night before Christmas, because it's got all the presents underneath it. It's all ready to go. I loved my Christmas tree this year. It was just beautifully, I love the colours. It was the first year in a long time that Ryan's let me completely redo the Christmas tree. We even got a new Christmas tree this year because our plan was to put one in each of our living areas, but we kind of didn't get around to the second one. So I love the tree, and I loved, this year I didn't let myself buy any new wrapping paper. I had to use all the stuff that I've been collecting for the last 2 or 3 years, which meant there's like 4 or 5 different sets of Kiki K's, a couple of Targets, a couple of Kmart's, and I really love the difference. The last couple of years I've really enjoyed them all looking the same, and this year I've really enjoyed them all being different and all being a slightly different kind of wrapping paper. It's just been fun. So yeah, my Christmas tree and the presents that live underneath it were definitely favourites for the season. Finishing off with the Christmas stuff. So on the back of all of my Christmas card envelopes, I put a run of washi tape. It's just a thing I do, and plus I have plenty of washi tape to use. These two were my favourites. This one didn't come in till quite late, so it kind of got the last couple that weren't quite done yet. But the Fox and Cactus one, you can see, got a lot of use. So this is the Planners Anonymous wreath. I used it in my weekly deco, but I absolutely love it. I just think it just looks like Christmas on a washi tape to me. It's got the gold, it's got the red, it's got that gorgeous green. But there's just something about it that just, yeah, screams Christmas. So I love that one. And then this one, this is the Fox and Cactus gingerbread. I loved that it was just a little bit different. It's still got some foil to it. It's got rose gold foil to it. It's got the gorgeous little gingerbread men and the gingerbread trees, and it's still got that red and that green. And I really, really like this one. It was really, really cute. I may or may not have to go back and get another roll of it because I'm kind of sad that I'm nearly finished it. But if I do finish it, it'll be the first Fox and Cactus roll I've ever actually gone through. Must use washi tape. Must not store washi tape. But they were my two favourite Christmas washi tapes of the year. Last thing to do with Christmas, and I know these make my favourites all the time, but it's when you have to make so many Christmas cards that things like this come to the fore. So these are the Uniquely Creative stitched nesting and scalloped nesting rectangles and stitched and scalloped nesting circles. I also want to chuck in the squares and I want to chuck in the slim lines, but I just didn't grab them out of my drawer. The Uniquely Creative essential shapes, the stitched and the scalloped, I feel like are just absolute must-haves for me at this point. I didn't think that I would ever use these the way that I do. Even when I've got the lawn form ones, and for a long time I kind of ummed and ahed about getting the scallops to go with the stitches on those ones, and I couldn't ever justify it because they were just a little bit too expensive. And I know the quality's there. I love lawn fawn, do not get me wrong. But I always hated that they were slightly different sizes to the Australians. This solves that problem. This is Australian size. It's absolutely perfect. I love that the stitched and the scallops work perfectly together, so you get that lovely little sort of border around the outside. Same thing with the circles. The circles are the newest to my collection and they're amazing. I just adore them. If you haven't checked these out, these are an amazing price point. I think they're like $23 or $24 a set. So you could get like all four of these for $100. Hello, like you're not going to get the lawn fawn ones. The lawn fawn ones I think are like $30 or $40. So you're probably going to get twice as many. And you do get more, because I think in the lawn fawn ones you only get 4, and these ones you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up to you, but you can't go wrong with these Uniquely Creative essentials. They are essential. They're exactly what they say they are. Okay, I'm going to show you a bunch of Postit notes. Or adhesive notes, sorry. All that I love for different reasons. So you would have seen in my May Paper Co haul, I got some more of her transparent page flags. I love these. These are definitely, when I do my yearly favourites, which will come up sometime in January, you will see these will make the list. I love the transparent page flags. They're just so perfect for adding all over my planner. And then I love having this slightly bigger one with the circle. I do have squares and rectangles, squares that I cut into rectangles that I use all the time. But I really, really, really love the transparent ones. There's just something about them. I don't feel like they're as messy. I don't know how that makes any sense, but to me they look a little bit more finished. And when you're doing like I do, and I never write anything in my planner until the week of, because things change way too fast. But I love putting them on these page flags. They're just pretty, and if I'm gonna have to do unpretty things like put notes everywhere, they might as well look at least a little bit pretty. The other kind of Post-it notes that I have recently got, these are the Memo Me, or the Sticky Memos Memo Me ones. I bought these from a little shop in Melbourne Central. I think it was called Mint My Desk. I will link it down below. They don't have an online store at the moment though. I think you can get very similar things to these at AliExpress, but obviously they're going to take a long time to get here. I love these for my social media planner because I can categorize things a little bit now. So moving forward, all my orange ones are going to be my weekly decorations. All my green ones are going to be every other video, and my blues are going to be my Planners Anonymous, and I'm going to get a couple of others for like my May Paper Co's and for all that, so that when I look at my planner, it's very color coded and it will make a lot more sense to me. I love that kind of thought, and then I love that there's different shades of these. It's just, they're very, very cute. I don't think they cost me too much. I have a feeling they were like $2, maybe $3. But I know on AliExpress you can get them, I think they're like $1.50 or something like that. You just got to wait for them to arrive. But definitely going to be getting some more of those because I love them. While we're talking, I know we came off May Paper Co for a sec, but I'm going to go back. This notepad, oh my goodness. I don't know how many times I've told you guys that I come up with card ideas sometimes, like I'll be laying in bed in the middle of the night and I'll just come up with a sketch that'll jump into my brain. I hate writing them, like sketching them out in the middle of the night, but I do sometimes, depending on how good the idea is. But I love that this has the room for me to do my little sketch, and then it has the room for me to plan the card. So I can do the little sketch in my head. So if it jumps into my brain and I'm kind of going, okay, I want to do this, I think I want to do this, this is the size I want to do. And then I can kind of then go back and go, okay, what are my color ideas for this? What is the size for this? What kind of sets am I going to use? All those sort of things, and I can list them out. I've started keeping the ones that I've already been doing for a couple of design team stuff that you'll see coming up very soon. And it was fantastic because I don't always have the time to craft when the idea jumps at me. So to be able to get it down and then just be able to go back when I do have time saves a bunch of time. Like when I went to do all the last lot of design team cards that I've just finished doing, which you'll see in January, I didn't have time when all the ideas were coming. Like it was madness. I was still doing all my Christmas cards, didn't have time. But I had deliberately set aside a couple of days to be able to make all those cards. And the fact that I didn't have to think, I didn't have to be creative on those days, I just had to put the cards together. Bang, so good. And this notepad was the way that worked. So May Paper Co, this notepad, you are a genius. I love it. All right, just two more things. So the way that I set up my months, I kind of need to show you for this to make sense, I think, is going to change just a little bit because my new inserts, which you'll see in my setup video that will be coming next week, very similar to this, but I've had to get new inserts. So you'll see what I mean. But I like having this header at the top, but I don't like having to write it in, and sometimes the stickers aren't quite big enough. So Denise from Luscious Labels actually made these ones for me. These are sized perfectly to fit in my box, and I have them in a bunch of different fonts. So I've got them in a sort of two classic kind of ones, but then a bit of bold, a bit of fun, a bit of scripty, and as per normal, she's printed them on her gorgeous transparent paper, which will melt in, and she's done it on her laser printer. So these can be foiled if I wish them to be. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. These are one of her custom ones. You will have to put in a custom order if you would like one of these ones. She is still on holidays, I think. But if you're interested in those, that's where I got them from. You'll see them pop up from time to time. All right, last thing that's going to make this one. It's a bit of a funny one. So I have been printing little photos of Charlotte since she was born. So I go to Kmart. I know I've shown you these in a couple of different things. I go to Kmart and I print out these little quarter ones, but they're really hard to, what's the word I'm looking for? If I want to do a picture from a particular time, they're a bit painful to have to go through and work out exactly where they were. So what I have done is I've made myself these little dividers on my Cricut. This is just using the Cricut cardstock. It's the black one because I had plenty of it and I kind of liked it. And this is just a Kmart box. And I've just split these into months. So these ones here were all taken in March. These ones were all taken in April, etc., etc. And I can fill this whole box up. I have a bunch of extras. I just love being able to go and get photos from every month and just go, okay, well, that one was September. And I don't think I'll ever use all of these, but I love having them printed and I love being able to sort of do it this way. And then if I do decide some way to display these, at least I know when they were all taken. So I just kind of like this little organisation idea, and I have to give Ryan big thanks because he sat here with me and organised all these photos. So thank you very much, Ryan. But that's it for my favourites. I deliberately haven't added anything that I have recently purchased because I haven't had time to play with it yet. I could have still put a bunch of Christmas stuff in here, but I know I did that last month, so I decided to stay a little bit away from Christmas. But I have got some absolutely fantastic videos coming up for you guys very, very soon, including my new, it's not the planner setup, it's just the changes that I've made to it for 2021. 2022, why do I keep doing that? 2022, because you'll see them soon enough anyway. I also have, the most exciting video is I hit 15,000 subscribers about a week ago. So thank you. You guys are my last favourite, you guys, because I couldn't do any of this if you guys didn't support me, and you do, and you make my little side hustle so much fun and so much less work. It doesn't feel like work when I know I'm doing stuff for you guys. So yeah, thank you. You guys are definitely my favourites, and to say thank you for that, I do have a giveaway. I'm just working out all the details. It kind of came up a bit faster than I was ready for. I didn't think I was going to hit 15,000 until like January. And then it sort of just popped up and I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to do a giveaway right in the middle of Christmas because it's just going to get lost. So by the time I do the giveaway, I'll probably be 15,008 or something, but I don't care. We'll do them, we'll celebrate you guys because you guys are awesome. And yeah, there'll be definitely a giveaway coming soon. So make sure you are, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because you have to be a subscriber to win. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video when it goes up. If you did enjoy this one, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to follow me on all of my socials. They are listed down below, as is everything I have shown you today. I hope you guys have an absolutely awesome rest of your day, a fantastic and safe New Year's, and I'll see you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles!